What's going on, YouTubers? It's your boy, Alyx, man, and guess who's back?
The casual viewer.
Blue Chaos 28 or 26?
6.
Blue Chaos 26. You can call him the casual viewer or Blue Chaos 26 or Joel. Doesn't really matter to him. Cool?
Cool.
But it is your boy, Alyx, man, and we're going to review Raw, the Raw June 17th edition of 2013, the following Raw after WWE Payback. And Joel, everybody's saying this Raw was one of the best Raws, or let me actually be more succinct, the best Raw of 2013. And
who's saying that? Who is saying
pretty
this?
much all the wrestling fans that I watched on YouTube, on Twitter, read a lot of the messages. Everybody saying this is a great Raw. It reminded people of the Attitude Era when Austin and The Rock were around and stuff like that. And you saw the show. By the way, guys, you can hear it from Joel. I didn't say anything about this Raw. I brought him over. I let him watch it. Didn't say a goddamn thing. And what is your assessment of the entire show? Tell him.
Nothing happened. There was just nothing happened. The stuff that happened didn't matter.
Here's my thing, guys. If you thought the Raw that we just watched, that you watched, was one of the best Raws of the year, all power to you, okay? I'm not trying to poison the minds of viewers. I'm the type of wrestling fan that wants wrestling fans to get invested into the shows, you know? If they feel like that show makes them want to watch wrestling more, all power to you. Please watch wrestling more. But I'm sorry, man. To me, the Raw was, it had its moments.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like these storylines weren't bad. It's just, since I don't know who these people are and why they're fighting or why they're bitching about whatever, all I'm seeing is that, okay, all you guys are doing is setting up a match that's not going to happen for a while, and it might happen next week.
Guys, look, we're not trying to say the show was bad, because the show wasn't bad. It was decent to me. To me. To you, it was just like, why are we watching this, Alyx? I can't tell you how many times we fast forward to some of the stuff because he was just like, no. But I've seen it. This is my second time watching it. It was decent. It wasn't a horrible show, but like he said, nothing really happened. And let's get to the show itself, because the show opened up with Alberto Del Rio coming out.
No. Alberto Del Rio. There you go.
Can you roll your R's?
Nope.
Okay, I won't try it. But he came out. He was really mad the audience were booing him, and I did this for you, and I was here trying to be your champion, and you turned on me, you booed me, you get with Ziggler when he cashed in on me, and you like him, but when I get the championship from him, you hate me, screw you, I'm fighting for myself now.
And then, I am the best.
It's
dun,
like...
Dun, 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 dun. CM Punk appears.
Yeah, here comes CM Punk. He challenges him to a match, and that's the main event. And I'm sorry, but to me it's just like, okay, here he comes. Oh, he's turning into a bad guy now. He's a hypocrite. He's complaining. He's whining. It's a lot of the typical heel
It's the
formula.
archetype.
Yeah.
It's just the same, oh, he's the villain archetype thing. Which, you know, I can't get mad at it.
I can't get mad at it.
Because there's that whole moment where it's like, okay, I'm pissed at him for doing all that stuff, but then it's like, I'm pissed because they're making him into a villain. So it's like, you know what, okay, fine, but what I'm pissed about is the only reason he's a villain is because he did something that everybody does. It almost seems like he's only the villain because the fans don't like him right now.
Well, actually, he's always been that type of character that fans don't like. But what you're trying to say here is he's only a villain because he did this to somebody that the fans love.
Yeah.
And that's typically how it works. That's what happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart back in the day. But that's how it happens in wrestling, though.
I guess it's just there's way too many things that are like, because I get it, this is for the fans, but there's a lot of stuff where it's like, so it seems like the wrestler's character changes with the wind.
You notice that too? You notice the shift and change of his character, because you saw Del Rio in Extreme Rules, right?
Yeah.
You saw how he was wrestling. You saw that. Look, I wasn't afraid of this guy, but tonight you saw what he was doing with CM Punk. He ran away. He was scared of him. He literally quit the match at the end. We can just talk about it because
when we get to that match.
Yeah, but you know, he's gone from someone who wasn't afraid of people, confronting them, and now all of a sudden because he's a bad guy, oh, I'm scared of people now. I have to cheat to win. I have to do all this other stuff. It's like the character is supposed to progress, not regress. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It almost comes down to this. Each character that shows up has a gimmick. They play that gimmick up until they get enough, you know, fans, traction, momentum, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The second they do get that momentum, then all of a sudden, then we got to pick. Is he the villain or the good guy? Then he's the villain. In this case, he is the villain. Once he is the villain now we got to go down your checklist. He cheats. He's a hypocrite. He's arrogant. He lies. He does whatever to win, and he wins anyway.
But dude, and that's what bothers me about Del Rio. When we saw him on Payback, you know, when he was there, he wasn't acting like all that. He was actually trying to be a good guy still. Like he's a wolf in sheep clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He acts like he's a good guy, but he's really a villain. He just does villainous things. You know, there was a character that actually did that. His name was Kurt Angle.
Yeah, he was the gold medal wrestler, right? The one with the American flag as his costume.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I remember him. That was a long time ago. He was just that dick that, like, because don't get me wrong, I mean, the real guy that won the medals, I'm like, good on you. That guy is great.
We know.
But the character that he plays in WWE, I was like, okay, so just to be clear, you won in that, and you're bragging that you're the best, but you're not because you keep losing. Those were the days, weren't they?
Yeah.
The storylines made it so that, you know, you just did whatever you want, and as long as the camera's recording it, it makes sense.
And you're sticking to the storyline and actually, you know, blank it up and stuff like that. But that's the type of heel character I wanted Del Rio to be. And that actually would have fit with him more. But no, we're going with the typical formula of him being scared and shit like that. So it's like,
well, from what I've seen, it's like if it works, they'll do it.
All right, do you think it will work? Do you care?
Me, it's like it's already worked, and no offense to the fans, but the fans are doing the work for WWE,
right?
Pretty much.
But they only hate him because he attacked Ziggler. My thing is, and you're right, the fans are already doing the work for WWE, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, he's only hated because he attacked Ziggler. So when he's done with Ziggler, what's next for him?
If he's ever done with him.
So
because depending on the storyline they go with, they could go with the whole thing like they're going to be arch rivals forever because of the fact that. Well, you never know.
Yeah.
There's like that whole thing where I didn't think The Rock and Stone Cold were going to be vicious enemies, and then that was the showstopper every time. Okay. When are they going to fight again? Are they going to fight again? Ooh, they fought again. Who won? No one cares because it was a hard fight between these titans of industry.
Alright, but for now, that's the opening segment. The next segment that happened was CM Punk and Paul Heyman getting a little backstage thing. And this is where CM Punk tells Paul Heyman, I don't want you to be my manager anymore. So we start to see some, you know, dissension, some tension between Paul Heyman and CM Punk, who were best friends. CM Punk, he was a bad guy, had Paul Heyman playing him up as the best in the world. Now CM Punk's all like, look, I want to prove by myself that I am the best in the world.
Truthfully, it's like, okay, this is supposed to play up the whole, this is supposed to play the story part of it. This is supposed to develop them as characters. And I don't mind that. Granted, this the one thing I do mind, which is nitpicking, I guess, but I'm at the point where it's like, okay, the camera's on both of them.
Yeah.
Us as fans and the viewers on TV and in the arena see this, right?
Yep.
But my problem is, like, are we supposed to see this as, you know, we're supposed to see their characters and this is happening like we're flies on the wall type of thing? Or is this one of those, like, is the WWE recording their conversation so that everyone in the WWE is listening to what's going on?
It's convenient.
Well, because that's why I was like, I don't understand why the cameras sometimes are convenient to the plot. Because I'm like, this is great, but is this for us or is this for them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because sometimes backstage conversations don't always be heard by people in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's just between the people on camera. But when it's convenient, They'll
It
play up
flips.
the whole idea of we saw it on camera, you know, because sometimes they do this thing where they discuss plots that they're
gonna do, and then
Yeah.
somehow the other wrestlers in the locker room found out about it.
or didn't hear about it when it was happening, but found out about it behind scenes. But the fans heard about it, you know.
Yeah, it's like the wrestlers find out about it the same way the fans do.
Yeah.
And I don't get that because again, it's like they keep breaking the fourth wall when it's convenient to the plot.
Yeah, but when it's convenient to the plot, they'll also use it to make sense out of it. It's like, oh, he didn't know about it, but you did, but he wasn't there when it happened. Or, you know, he was doing something while it was happening, so he doesn't know about it. Or he saw it happen on camera because the camera was there, wherever it's convenient to the plot.
I mean, this is gonna come up later, but it's like, I don't care. But pick one.
Right. But apparently this was supposed to sell CM Punk's face turn. He's a good guy now, so he doesn't need the heel manager, the bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care because it doesn't really change. It just asks the question, what's the angle that they're going with? Are they going with the fact that CM Punk is trying to be a straight arrow while having a manager that sucks? And then is he going to drop the manager? Is the manager going to get revenge by getting some other guy that could fight CM Punk? Or, you know?
Pretty much everything you think is going to happen. I can see them, you know, having a feud with Paul Heyman and CM Punk where CM Punk takes on the clients of Paul Heyman, which will eventually lead to him taking on the Ultimate Client, which we'll talk about later on. But getting to the next segment here, we had a return from Christian. I told you about Christian being out of WWE for 6 months, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and he's actually been cleared to wrestle for 4 months now, and they just now decided to put him on TV. And the big story is they wasn't going to put him on TV until they had a storyline for him. Well, guess what? There's no storyline for him. He just came back and wrestled.
Me, I just didn't get it because, like, okay, I don't know who Christian is, and according to the announcers, he was gone for a while. I don't know why he was gone, and then he came back. Good for him.
They didn't really give him any sort of importance. He just came back.
Win? I forgot. He won, right?
He won. He beat Wade Barrett. And
Okay.
guys, look, I'm happy Christian is back too. I just wish they brought him back in the storyline. Maybe they will next week. He'll probably get his storyline, stuff like that. But what I don't want him to come back and be one of these guys that's just coming out and having random matches.
Yeah.
I don't want that. All right. But who knows? I don't know what WWE's doing nowadays. But I guess I should be happy that he's on TV because a lot of fans are.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Came back, beat Wade Barrett, and that's about it. And then we had Team Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow take out Sheamus, the 2-on-1 handicap match.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Sheamus lost.
My problem is that it's like, okay, because we saw the Payback pay-per-view thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry you guys missed that, by the way.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, but
It happens.
it's like, okay, let me get this straight. When it was a triple threat match, and one guy is pinning one dude, and then the other guy has him in a move, and then like 3, 2, 1, he wins. I was like, okay, since this is a handicap match, why aren't you guys doing that?
Yeah.
You guys could do that at any time, because from what I saw, it's legal to do, unless that's part of the rules, which weren't explained.
No, they can do that.
Okay, and then so he gets him in some kind of pin that he can't get out of, and then that guy won, and then he walks off, and it's like, okay, so just to be clear, the move that Sheamus has gotten out of on other occasions,
Mm-hmm.
this time, no.
That's convenient to what they're doing right now. You're just really doing this, we have to let the good guy look strong, and then the bad guy gets one up over him and all that kind of stuff. We can't just let Sheamus lose to Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes. He has to get one up on the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Did you care about this?
Not really.
I didn't either. I really don't.
You know.
And then we had the backstage segment with Vicky Guerrero and Brad Maddox and Triple H. You said something about Brad Maddox, and you're asking why is he there, right?
Well, because you told me he was that chick's assistant, right?
Yeah.
The excuse me
Yeah.
chick. And me, I'm like, okay, he follows her everywhere and doesn't do anything. And he's her assistant?
Yeah, he's her second right hand.
Okay. But what does he do, though?
I guess he gives her ideas, but she doesn't listen to him, so he's just there.
Well, because, I mean, I can understand if she was, like, his body... Like, if he was her bodyguard or something, because considering the fact that she's got a big mouth in this thing, she might need protection.
but I would think she would choose someone else better than him because
I'm not saying he's a good bodyguard. I'm just saying it'd be a good idea too, because she's the one that's like, excuse me.
Well, dude, to be honest with you, they don't have anything planned for Brad Maddox. He's just there. I mean, he came in as a referee first. He was a referee first when he first came in.
Okay.
Then he became a wrestler. Now he's an assistant.
Uh-huh.
So they're trying to figure out what to do with him right now. Yeah.
Well, me, I'm like, that would have worked if he was a better known wrestler.
Yeah.
Or a wrestler known for something.
Okay.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, I get the strategy that they were going with. It's like they were trying to get someone that was like The Rock, that could carry people over to the internet for the exclusive thing, but it didn't work because no one cared about this guy.
Vicky Guerrero also confronts Vince McMahon, Stephanie, and Triple H, and there was this one segment where she was actually going to fire the Shield, and then Vince McMahon comes in and says, "Oh, I like the Shield. Very aggressive, ruthless aggression. You guys remind me of me. You are awesome. Keep up the good work." And Vicky Guerrero goes, "Oh crap, can't fire him." Which leads to her confronting Triple H and Stephanie and Vince backstage later on, where Vicky Guerrero's all like tugging all different ways. You know, Vince McMahon was like, "You're doing a great job." And then Stephanie and Triple H come in, "What the fuck was that?" it does lead the question, why are they here? Are the McMahons here just tug Vicky Guerrero in 3 different directions and use her as a way to fight each other and stuff?
Well, my problem is like, I thought McMahon was the guy in charge of the whole thing.
He is.
Then why does she have to listen to Triple H?
Because he can fire her.
Okay, so he's under Triple H then?
Yeah.
No, I mean, she's under Triple H, and Triple H is under McMahon.
Yeah.
Then where's his daughter in this thing?
She is like, ranking goes Vince, Triple H, Stephanie.
Okay. So then Triple H has nothing to stand on, and all this is just a pissing contest on who gets to tell this chick what to do, and then this is eventually going to be a tug of war thing with the 3 of them.
Where Vicky Guerrero ends up hanging herself or just quits.
Okay.
Of course, it's either going to lead to nothing, or her just quitting, or...
Well, because it seems like all they're doing is just having that happen just so that they have...
TV time.
Well, no, it seems like they're just doing that so they have something to do with the character. Like, if something were to mysteriously happen, it's because of them.
If anything else, I would like it more if it was just a comedy act. They're doing this for laughs and giggles and just for fun. And okay, but did you find anything funny about that actually?
Not really.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, like I said, if it's a comedy act they're going to do with it, keep it going. But if not, you know, it's really not going to be anything special.
I don't know.
Oh well, we really. But then we had Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. And, of course, the fans decided that it was a no DQ match. They wrestled, and then the ending where the match got stopped because Daniel Bryan couldn't compete. The referee, well, no, actually...
The doctor
said...
he was not qualified to fight.
Yeah, and he lost the match that way. That was BS.
Well, because, again, I asked my question. Is this like a corruption... The doctor was paid under the table because of the storyline type of thing? Or was it one of those... Oh, no, the actual wrestler was unfit to fight, and then we're just going to cut this short right now. Well, because, I mean, they hugged afterwards. So was that part of the story, or was that, like, for real, someone's in pain type of thing?
Which is kind of ridiculous, because actually, when I was looking it up online, they say it was legit, but it's obviously kind of storyline-ish at the same time, because, you know, Triple H and Daniel Bryan had an argument backstage over it, but it was on WWE.com, and they did a video about it and stuff like that. So it really...
They really want you to go on their website, don't you?
Yeah, they did all that kind of stuff. But apparently Triple H informed the doctor to stop the match. And so it was supposed to give Bryan some more sympathy because, oh, you stopped the match and stuff like that, and I was going to beat Randy Orton. And my thing about this is, if that was the case, why not show us that? That would have been a segment to see.
Well, like I said, again, I'm just trying to figure out, it's like, okay, is this something for the fans or is this something for the show? you know, is this something that the other WWE wrestlers, if they're in the stands, are seeing? Or is this one of those, like, this is only for us, the viewer, and the audience?
Right.
You know.
I don't know, man. They say it's legit, but they're playing it up as a storyline. Which is like...
I mean, hey, if they want to blur it, fine, but it's confusing the hell out of me.
It's confusing. It really is, and that's just my thing. They're saying he actually did get injured, and they actually did stop the match, but I don't know. I don't really get it either.
Well, because it would explain why they're doing the online thing. Because, you know, it's like, hey, they got hurt for real, and then it's like, oh, we need to fix this. Triple H, when you talk.
Whatever. I didn't really like it, so.
Oh, well.
Apparently, Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton are going to be in a feud, so. Okay. As long as Daniel Bryan beats them and goes after the WWE Championship, I'll be fine. Cool?
Cool.
Alright. AJ Lee came out with the Divas Championship and confronted Stephanie McMahon. Remember that segment?
Yeah.
And see, for me, knowing who Stephanie McMahon is and AJ Lee, it was kind of cool. I like seeing AJ Lee confront Stephanie and actually get back at her, telling her, "Oh, you're gonna tell me that I'm not a fit Divas champion? Why don't I marry someone like you did? You was actually, she was women's champion.
Yeah.
It was called women's champion back then. And then the Divas came out to confront AJ, and then Stephanie's all like, "Look, bitch, don't you interrupt me again, because I'm the queen bee in charge," and stuff like that. Caitlyn and AJ fight, and that was it. Thoughts?
That's it. That's my point. No, I mean, all that happened, and nothing got resolved, changed, hyped up. Are they gonna fight again? Who knows? We just know that they had, again, a cap. Because here's my point.
Go ahead.
This is just the thing where it's like, how come the diva ones get more of a character development on why they're fighting and why they're angry at this one chick and why they did the diabolical things? I mean, hell, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon walked up there to tell AJ all about the whole, like, you are a bad role model for girls and you are an embarrassment to all womankind and all that stuff. I'm like, that's a legit thing to bring up. That's a legit character flaw development thing.
That is actually making AJ more of a bad guy, which I thought was kind of cool.
Because, you know, it's like she's bringing all that stuff up. I'm like, you know, she has a point.
Yeah.
You know, you being this way and the champion is kind of sucky.
Yeah.
But then for it to just come up to the whole, it's like, oh, the trick that lost, and the fans being like, you tapped out. You tapped out.
That was mean.
And
I didn't like that. And I know fans are usually like that when it comes to Caitlyn. Because, let's be honest, Caitlyn is not the best actor in the world. And I noticed that too. But, you know, I did feel sorry for her at Payback. The storyline is actually being told very well to where I feel like, come on, is that really needed? You tapped out, really? Y'all just being dicks. Come on, really.
But I guess that's the point.
But it is, I guess, because she did tap out. But yeah, Caitlyn attacked AJ. Any final thoughts?
Not really. It's just, it's like nothing got resolved. I mean, they did bring up, nothing. They did bring up the whole thing about, like, her not being a good role model, and that was good. I'm just kind of disappointed that it's like, how come we're not getting as great character development with other people?
It is what it is. That's all we got. But after that, we got the United States Championship, Kane versus Dean Ambrose. Go ahead.
The belts.
Go right ahead.
No. What? No, I want to know what the belts are, because there's the WWE Champion.
There's the World Heavyweight Champion.
Then there's the World Heavyweight Champion.
There's the IC Champion, the Intercontinental Champion.
The
US Champion.
Then the US Champion. Then there's Divas.
And then there's Tag Team.
And then there's Tag Team.
Six
Okay.
belts.
Because I don't understand why. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get that somebody wants a championship belt. But, like, the only way I would understand that it's important is because, like, in boxing, they had to fight against everybody, like, the top people of each country in order to get the world championship.
Wait. Are you saying they had to work for the championships? You saying they had to actually win contender matches for the championships?
Yeah.
Are you saying that they didn't actually go up to them and attack them and challenge them for the championships? What a concept, ladies and gentlemen!
Well, because I don't get that either.
Yeah.
I mean, this entire episode, I should say, was all about, like, people just walking up to the current champ. Let's fight.
and they get to fight.
And they get to fight. That's, I mean, how? What is the ranking? Shouldn't you be, like, at rank whatever to be even able to challenge so and so?
Nope. You can just come out and attack the champion, and you get a championship match.
I mean, I guess it has to be that way so the storyline can keep going, because a character that's more popular would get up there.
No, it doesn't have to be that way, but it's a lazy way to keep it going.
Moving on.
All right, next thing here is Kane versus Dean Ambrose. Kane loses the match because of interference by the Shield. And the Shield lost the match, and Kane ended up winning. Well, Dean Ambrose lost the match, and Kane won.
But they still have the belt.
Yep, they can't lose the belt by DQ or
That doesn't
count
make
out.
sense. They lost. He should get the belt.
Well, in wrestling, that's not how it works.
That's... Okay. No. Because, first off, you lose the match, you get the belt. I don't care if it's disqualification. Your team cheated.
In any other sport, it would work, but for wrestling, it doesn't. This is one of those times where you just go, okay, we'll let it go, alright? You can put up the whole idea of he has to beat him fairly. He has to beat him by submission or pinfall, which is fair. Okay, let's let it go. I don't care. I'm sorry.
No, that's retarded.
When it's convenient, it works.
But that's what I don't want convenience. I want there to be an actual reason. I don't want them to just be like, well, because the plot says so.
Yeah. He
won, but he doesn't have the belt. So it's like, well, why? What was the point of them fighting then?
Yeah. The Wyatt family, their vignettes. How'd you feel about them?
Well, I get it. They're pretty much the strangers of the wrestling world.
Exactly. They're the strangers, pretty much.
In by that I mean the horror film strangers.
They know.
I'm just,
yeah.
I hope. But, and me, it's like, okay, I get it. I get their gimmick. I get their angle.
Hurry up and get here.
Are they going to show up on the next pay-per-view? Or are they going to show up in the next episode? Or
I'm enjoying the vignettes by the Wyatt family, and honestly, it just gets me more and more hyped for them, because I'm getting to the point of, I saw them on a show called NXT, that's the developmental, before you get to the main roster. They're awesome. Mm-hmm. They're everything you saw in the Strangers, pretty much that's them, but imagine them as wrestlers, pretty much. So they're going to be awesome when they get here. I can't wait for them, but like him, I'm getting to the point where it's just like, just hurry up and get here, please. We could use you on the main roster, just saying. Getting on to the next match here, Antonio Cesaro, the new Confederate for Zeb Culture. Remember Zeb Culture, the Confederate?
Oh no, We the People.
We the People. That guy. He's a Confederate Southern racist, but he's
a PG racist. That's
racist
right.
Who can't really be racist because it's a PG show. Pretty much. Anyways, he beats William Regal. Cesaro is now a client of Zeb Coaster, and I like that. It gives Cesaro more TV time, and I'm a big fan, like you guys know, of Cesaro, but it also kind of bothers me because just a few months ago, Cesaro was anti-American. He didn't like America, so now he's about...
Well, no, remember,
We the People.
He doesn't like the current America, so that's why he's with that guy, because he's trying to go for the We the People America.
Are we nitpicking? I think we're nitpicking. I don't think we are. It's just, it's staring us in the face, but... I'm happy Cesaro is being managed by Zeb Coulter, alright? So hopefully that leads to something. Okay? Right? Alright. The best part of the show was Mark Henry's retirement. Or actually, his retirement.
His retirement question mark.
Yeah. Cena comes out, cuts a promo. Did you watch it, by the way, or did you fast forward?
No, it's like... all that happened was that Cena was talking about whatever, and then the... John Henry over here came out, and
Mark Henry,
Mark Henry. I just call him John Henry because of the last name. But Henry came out, and then he was giving the whole speech about how like he does this, that, and the other. And you know what? I get it. It's a cheer jerker. I get it. And then at first I was like, wait, is this him the character or him the actual guy retiring right now?
And I had to explain to Joel that when they actually retire, they break character and they actually talk about the roster and their family and stuff like that. And by the way, it fooled me. When I was watching, I thought he was retiring too. When people were asking me or actually telling me on Twitter, was he retiring and he's going to retire, I'm like, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. And you know what? I got to a point where even I was like, yeah, he's gone. And I wasn't teary-eyed, but I was like, man, it's kind of sad that he's going to be going. And then just when John Cena raises his hand, gives him the belt, turns on him, slams him down, and I was like, okay, you got me. You got me. And I guess this is the part where everybody felt like, man, just like the Attitude Era, man. I did not see that coming. You got me, WWE. And
there was an Attitude Era?
Yeah, Austin and Rock, when they was the top superstars, that was the Attitude Era.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that WWE had sagas, but...
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
But yeah, obviously the best part of the show. That was very well done. I thought it was well executed and it got me sucked in. However, I'm sorry when I say this, guys, because I don't mean to be that guy. Do you see Mark Henry beating John Cena?
Honestly, it's possible.
It's possible.
Well, no, what I mean is like, the angle works.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just that whole thing where it's like, you told me that he got all the other belts.
All of them.
All the other belts except for this one.
Except for this one.
So... And no other person has done that since
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So, I mean, since people are already against Cena, there's no reason why he can't lose, because the fans already don't care about him. This guy could win and be the next guy that actually got all the belts.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think that would be a good reason for Mark Henry to beat John Cena. And you know what? On any other occasion, I'd be right there with you, because Mark Henry would be an awesome WWE champion. However, because John Cena is a top merchandise salesman in the business, because he beat The Rock, because he beat Ryback, people are saying that he can't lose to Mark Henry because it's bad for business.
How is it bad for business? He lost to The Rock before, and then he won again.
Oh
he lost
God.
to Ryback, and then he won again yesterday. I mean...
But that's Sunday. The argument we get from them.
Okay.
John Cena can't lose the championship because it's bad for business. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with his character. It has something to do with the business. John Cena has to be WWE champion because he's making people watch.
Yeah, but again, we're mixing up the whole his character in the show versus the real guy in real life versus business practice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, again, what is what?
Would you be mad if John Cena lost the championship?
No.
Neither would I.
I wouldn't be mad because of the fact that it's like, oh, let me guess. What is he going to do? Even if he loses, he's going to be the underdog again, like everybody wanted him to be. And then he's just going to rise back up in the ranks, get the title, and then so on and so forth.
You mean to tell me that if he loses the championship, fans might actually start liking him? Because then he won't seem like he's unstoppable and seem like he's the odds to overcome. Instead of being that, he'll be the underdog if he loses, and booked in a storyline where he is made to look weak and then he has to climb his way back up the ladder. Joe, that's impossible. What's wrong with you? Come on, that's not wrestling.
That's not wrestling. No,
but guys,
it's the storyline.
Have you heard this before? Casual viewer. By the way, you're supposed to like John Cena. What's wrong with you?
I don't dislike him. He's him.
Thank you. But do you agree that that was the best segment of Raw?
No.
Oh, really? What was the best
segment
segment
of Raw? I honestly, to me, there really wasn't a best segment. If I were to pick, it'd be the Diva thing.
What? Really?
Well, because the Diva thing is like, okay, let me see. I know who you are. I know who she is. And I know everybody's pissed. I know why everybody hates you. I even know why the manager hates you.
I'm not trying to... I'm sorry if I sound kind of saying right there, because that just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
You're the first person that I know that would actually say the Diva segment was the best show on Raw. I bet they hate you now. But you're honest. Thank you for being honest, you know.
Well, because it's like, I'm not saying that the John Henry thing didn't catch me off guard. I didn't say that, like, it wasn't cool, but me, as, again, the casual viewer... I'm like trying to figure out, I was like, okay, so this guy lied to challenge him, I guess.
For the championship.
And of course we won't know unless we keep watching to find out which that is. But the Diva thing is the one that keeps sticking in my head because it's like everything that happened in there was a reason.
And you was invested in the characters, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens. So, just to close this off, sorry guys, I want to believe Mark Henry could be a good WWE champion, but he's not going to beat John Cena. And that's why I don't care. John Cena's just fighting him to hold over the month of July because he needs someone to face, and he's going to beat him. And they're going to play up the whole idea that Mark Henry is unstoppable and John Cena can't beat him, and then John Cena's going to beat him anyways. acting like he's the underdog when they're not going to really treat him like he's the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Moving on, Chris Jericho doesn't care that he lost to CM Punk. He just lost to him.
Well, because from what you told me, that there was no point in the match.
There really wasn't.
I mean, they weren't fighting for a belt. They just fought to fight.
Because Chris Jericho wanted to prove that he can beat him. That's just it. And he couldn't beat him. And now Chris Jericho is not doing anything.
Well, I'm tired of matches where we're just fighting for the sake of fighting when there's not a, like, oh, like, if there was just a rule, like, oh, if you beat 5 guys, you get a chance to challenge the champ or something, then I'd be more invested, like, ooh, he won 3 times, and he only needs to beat this guy and one other guy, and then he'll get the chance for the title, right?
No.
But no, it's just they fought, he lost.
And he doesn't care.
And we go home.
And that just makes their match at Payback seem just a tad bit more pointless to me. The match was still great. I'm not taking that away from that, but to me it's like, you play up this idea for a month that I have to beat CM Punk. I must beat CM Punk. I want to fight CM Punk. I have to fight him. You better show up at Payback. Gets there, has a great match, loses. Nothing's wrong now. Mm-hmm. That bothers the fuck out of me. It really does. It's like, come on, man. Show something. Are you disgruntled? Are you mad? Frustrated? No. I'm okay. Fine. Just gonna go out and wrestle some more. Whatever. Whatever. And then the final segment was CM Punk versus Del Rio. The match ended in a count out. Del Rio quit because he's a cowardly chicken shit heel now. That's what happens. I did like seeing Ziggler go out there and attack him. That was pretty awesome. That was nice. Getting his revenge back on him and stuff like that. And then, long and behold, Brock Lesnar returned. And he attacked CM Punk to set up their future match at SummerSlam. I'm going to assume perhaps SummerSlam is in August, so you won't see that match for a while. But apparently they're going to build a feud between CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar.
Again, they're not fighting for a belt.
Nope.
They're just fighting for the sake of fighting.
Well, hopefully, see, CM Punk and Paul Heyman are great microphonists, so maybe they'll give us a reason to care, and they will. They usually do. I have huge faith that they will if they don't screw it up. So, I don't know what else I can say about it. It's just he attacked CM Punk. And I think a lot of fans are more excited that we got a fully packed Raw where stuff actually happened, where a lot more stuff actually happened than usual. More than we usually get on Raw. So what we're saying is, do we think it's the best Raw 2013?
If it is the best Raw, I'm disappointed in the previous Raw.
It makes you go, wow, the previous Raws really must have sucked if people are saying this was the best Raw. I'm not saying this was a bad Raw. It was decent. But to me, the best Raw was still the Raw following WrestleMania. That still, to me, is the best Raw because that had the awesome crowd. But this Raw, yes, a lot of stuff happened, but was it anything noteworthy? Was it anything like, oh, it's going to convert new wrestling fans to watching wrestling? And again, if you feel that way, all power to you, but I'm sorry, it was just a decent Raw.
Me, the only reason that this would be considered the best Raw is because it had the most storyline to it. It had the most exposition.
Right.
Why these people are doing what they're doing, but then again, nothing happened. It was just a bunch of setup for the next episode.
Pretty much a lot of stuff happened on the show. And that's why people are saying it's a great Raw. Now, whether the stuff was good or not, that's kind of irrelevant. Yeah, it's just like a lot of stuff happened on Raw. But like I said, I think what's happening is people are just happy we're getting a Raw with a lot of stuff happening. And because we're getting a Raw with a lot of stuff happening when we haven't gotten that over the previous weeks, it's a very good Raw. Well, it's a decent Raw after a string of bad Raws, pretty much, or Raws that people don't care about. Because I thought the Raw before Payback was actually pretty good, but people didn't care about it. So, but guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed them, and I guess we'll see you again at the pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
And you'll see me at my next video. So, if you're a boy, the X-Men signing off. Subscribe, Twitter, everything down below in the description box. Peace out.